They laughed as they shoved him into the locker. "Welcome to the team, rookie." He didn't fight back. He didn't scream. He just looked up, calm, like he was waiting. And when the time came, he didn't throw a punch. He used one move. One quiet, controlled move. And the whole locker room fell silent. Elijah Carter was used to starting over. His mom called it the curse of the transfer papers. Every year or two, her nursing job would pull them into a new city, a new home, a new school. And every time, Elijah had to rebuild his world from scratch. He was 17 now, taller than most, solidly built, skin dark as mahogany, with calm eyes that hid more than they revealed. His voice was deep, but rarely used. At his new school, Westbrook High, he was just the new kid, again. But there was one thing that stayed consistent wherever he went: football. Elijah was a natural. Fast, powerful, disciplined. He didn't show off. He didn't brag. But give him a ball, and he spoke loud enough without words. So when he walked onto Westbrook's field for tryouts, even the coach raised an eyebrow. New guys got moves, someone muttered on the sidelines. Yeah, another voice sneered, let's see how long that lasts. Westbrook's team had a core, a group of senior players who'd been tight since middle school. They didn't like new blood. Especially not someone who was better. Especially not someone who looked different. Elijah was the only black player on the varsity team now. And he felt it. The first week, they ignored him. The second week, they mocked him. By the third week, they started pushing. "Yo, Elijah," said Brent, the team captain, one day in the locker room. "Heard you're fast. Must be that hood energy, huh?" Laughter. Elijah didn't flinch. He sat down, laced his cleats, and said nothing. They hated that. The next practice, they accidentally tackled him too hard. At lunch, they took his tray and dumped it. During warm-ups, they whispered slurs under their breath. Coach didn't see it. Or maybe he didn't want to. Elijah kept quiet. Not because he was afraid, but because he had been taught something different. He knew how to fight. He had been training since he was 8, under his uncle, a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Elijah had a black belt. Not just in the art, but in control. But even calm has its limit. One afternoon after practice, Elijah walked into the locker room alone. He was late, had stayed back to help clean up cones. As he stepped in, the door slammed behind him. Brent. Tyler. Mike. 3 of the seniors. Waiting. "Look, we're just trying to teach you your place, rookie," Brent said, cracking his knuckles. "You don't just show up and act like you're better than us." Elijah didn't reply. "You too good to speak, huh?" Tyler added, stepping closer. "Bet you think you're smarter than us too." They surrounded him. Brent shoved him. "Say something." Another shove. Elijah stumbled back into the lockers. He sighed, not from fear, but from something deeper. He looked up, eyes calm. And whispered, "I asked you not to do this." Brent laughed. "Do what?" Before he could finish, Elijah moved. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't violent. It was clean, controlled, and immediate. One step, one grip, one shift of weight. Brent was on the ground, flat, breathless, eyes wide. Mike lunged. Elijah sidestepped, locked his arm, and lowered him gently to the floor in an armbar he could break if he chose to. But he didn't. Tyler froze, fists clenched. Elijah stood, breathing steady. "I don't want to hurt you. I just want to play." And with that, he walked out, not victorious, not angry, just done. Word spread like wildfire. At first, the story was exaggerated. Elijah took on the whole team. He snapped Brent's arm. Dude's a ninja or something. But the truth started to shine through. Elijah never started it. He never even threw a punch. He defended himself. With skill. With control. With dignity. Coach called him in the next day. He had heard everything. Seen the bruises on the seniors. And for once, the truth couldn't be ignored. I should have noticed, Coach said quietly. That's on me. Elijah nodded. I just want to play. That's all I came here to do. Coach smiled. Then you're starting this Friday. Game day arrived. Brent, Mike, and Tyler sat benched. Coach's orders. Elijah walked onto the field, helmet on, silence in his steps. The crowd didn't cheer. Not at first. He was still the new kid. Still the quiet one. Still the one they didn't know. But then he ran. First play, 60-yard touchdown. Second quarter, another breakaway. Fourth quarter, tie game, last seconds, Elijah catches the ball and dives across the line. Westbrook wins. The crowd erupted. And suddenly, the quiet kid was a name on everyone's lips. But Elijah didn't smile because of the cheers. He smiled because, for once, he didn't have to become someone else to earn respect. He didn't have to shout, or fight dirty, or prove anything with rage. He did it with focus. With calm. With heart. Final message. Sometimes the strongest people don't speak loudly. They don't seek fights, but they don't run either. Power isn't about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself. Elijah didn't need to hurt anyone to earn respect. He just had to stay true to who he was.